Good afternoon, folks. We are almost there. It's the Saturday before the marathon and I am bricking it. I thought I'd be better having run it last year, but yeah, still nervous. I think I'm better than I was last year, I think. But yeah, it's daunting. It's just a run. That's what I keep telling people, and it's true, but it's not just a run. So I've done what I can do now. It's in the lap of whatever happens tomorrow. Right, what have I got to say today? First of all, thank you to everyone who has watched these and has supported me. Really appreciate that. And it's made the training block possible and kept me going. So thank you for that. And I hope they've been slightly enjoyable. I think they've been less, I don't know. I feel like I've done less this year. Well, I've done fewer videos, but I don't feel like there's been enough of a continuation of story to keep you going. So I apologize for that. There have been other things going on. Secondly, I'm running this for Achalasia Action, a charity of which I'm a trustee and a condition of which I suffer, which I've mentioned before. The money that I've raised for this is really going to help us to do the work that we've set out to do in terms of helping people, in terms of driving research and driving public awareness and medical awareness of the condition. So again, thank you. There's a link below for anyone who hasn't yet donated or wants to donate more and wants to donate or just learn more about achalasia. Please follow the link. There are links to our charity page and my story on there, and there are a whole bunch of stories and other facts and figures on the website. So thank you for that. A lot of thank yous, as there should be. Third thing, I have written some things down today. Not that it makes any real difference. The training block has gone all right. It's gone better, I think, than it did last year in terms of my physical condition. I've got fewer aches and pains. My knees feel okay, mostly. My ankles feel okay. My Achilles, my tendons and calves are all right. Touch wood, all the wood. My hips are a little bit, my right hip is still a little bit dicky, but I don't think there's much I can do about that other than probably get it replaced. So everything is as good as it can be, I think, in terms of the training block. Other than the 1 week I had a weird hamstringy thing, I've kept pretty injury free. I think I've only missed 2 other training sessions other than that 1 week. So pretty good, pretty consistent. The riding, the turbo trainers really helped. I think keep the low impact training style has really helped protect the joints. So big fan of that, and would recommend, I think, to anyone who can, if they're training for long runs, certainly past a certain age, it helps to gives you the aerobic base as long as you're trying hard enough, and reduces the chance of injury. So all good there. And lastly, I think for today, the weather looks like it's going to be, don't swear, really quite warm again tomorrow. Not as warm as last year, where I think we hit 23 fairly quickly I think it was basically 23 when I started at 11:15, and that was as warm as it got all day. I think we're heading towards 20 tomorrow, but that's not going to be until later in the afternoon. So I think it's going to creep up from about 15 or 16 when I start at 11:15 this time. And hopefully there's going to be a bit of breeze, and hopefully there's going to be a bit of cloud cover, because that is going to make it a lot more comfortable. I've got a white hat this year, so I'm not going out with a black headband in the blazing sun. I've got a white hat, and I'm hoping that that's going to work better. Who knows? What else? I think I've got some clips of the last longish run that I did last weekend? Question mark? so I might pop those in. Well, good morning everyone. It's the last longish run before the marathon. 10 miles, 16 kilometres. I should have done it yesterday, but I was in the grip of a migraine, so I did not. So now I've got to do it today. And yeah, a bit trepidatious, so fully kitted out as per marathon. So this is the rehearsal, dress rehearsal, and I'm just going to get on with it really. Bit of elevation. It's a nice cool day, and I look cool. See you in a bit. Just over halfway. Going alright so far. I'm just attacking the big old hill for the second time, which I'm sure looks like nothing on the screen, but trust me, it's significant. See you in a bit. 16k done. Pushed a bit at the end. Had a, I don't know, last mile or so. Still had some go in my legs, which was good. I have serious doubts whether I could sustain that for another 10 miles and then another 6. I guess we're going to find out on Sunday. There's probably nothing particularly groundbreaking in there. I've got nothing else really. I'm just killing time. The longer I spend doing this, the less I'll have to think about getting up tomorrow and going into London and running 26 and a bit miles. Yeah. I need to go and eat some pasta. This is the one saving grace, I think, is having, or the excuse to eat as much as you like. Obviously with achalasia, the condition, that's kind of difficult, and I've got to spread it out and eat little and often, and yeah. I'm not struggling to manage to get the calories in. I think I'm doing all right there. The gels on the day are going to be a bit more of a challenge. I mean, I can only, a little bit of a segue then. Nutrition on a long run is important. Otherwise you hit the wall, you bonk, and that's effectively your body running out of carbohydrate as a fuel source. So you've got to keep the intake of carbs fairly consistent, both of those, throughout the run, throughout the period. So I'm planning on chugging a gel every probably 6k, something like that. That's really the only way that I can take carbs in reliably on a run, because it's liquid-ish and it goes down easily. A lot of people like to chew sweets, and they probably would work because they liquidize before you swallow them. But things like protein bars, brownies, cakes, whatever, I can't do because they just won't go down, and then I end up running with what feels like a half-filled balloon in my chest, which isn't particularly comfortable. And if you've ever run with or behind, or have run with a water bladder that's got air in it in your backpack, and it goes slosh, 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 that's what it's like with running with achalasia with something in your esophagus. So I try and avoid that. And yeah, so it's energy gels, which is pretty good. It works for me. Doesn't really upset my stomach too much. And then I've got to flush it down with some water. But, you know, that's sensible anyway. So hopefully everything will behave tomorrow. Hopefully the weather will stay reasonably tame, at least until I get closer to the end. And hopefully nothing will go pop. And my lungs will continue to function at something approaching normal person capacity. Thank you all for your time. Thank you all for your support. I will feel your well wishes with me on the day. I'll put my number in the description of this. If you log on to the Marathon app, certainly, and I think maybe the website, you can track via the number. Should you wish to point and laugh, that's fine. I don't know if you can message me directly. Maybe you can. If you can message from the app or from the Marathon website, please feel free. Anything in the second half of the race, so probably from 10:44, 11:44, 12:44, probably about 1:30 to 2 o'clock onwards until about 4, I could probably really do with a pick-me-up. So it'll come through, I think, on my watch. So yeah, feel free to send me some chuckles. That would be lovely. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. I will report, maybe not tomorrow, maybe Monday. I will report how it went. Tatty bye.